Alright, look, let me get this. So then we're gonna talk Roblox, newest Roblox video, right? We're gonna be doing that. Look, look. CJ Games, you're probably a child or a teenager, maybe you're an adult. I'm sorry, I apologize, right? I don't want to get your age wrong. I don't know if you're a guy or girl, right? I didn't see CJ Games. I'm not gonna assume that you're a boy, right? There are girls who are called CJ. So, let me get this straight, right? A lot of the stuff that you're saying is absolute nothing burgers, right? But I'm gonna, instead of going off on a rant, I'm gonna strategically break down what you're missing so that I can get you to watch my 4 videos, right? I've lost my patience today, but I shouldn't impose my intolerance on people who do not deserve it. You're simply a confused human being, and I shouldn't impose my hatred on you, right? You're still a human being to the end of the day. Okay, so you said I never really watch exposed videos because it's just not my style. You have to watch exposed videos. That is a thing. If a person, there are many large content creators out there who are so large, when somebody does happen to criticize them, most times fan bases will just not bother to watch a video that somebody makes that basically exposes somebody for basically bad behavior, maybe something more serious than bad behavior, stuff like that, right? Yes, you do. Yes, you have to watch those. Just wanted to say a point just because I think it's a good option to just ignore insignificant decisions. So I had a hiccup, excuse me. So, don't know what this last part is. Ignore it. I'm completely honest on this. DYSMN music is still a good choice if you're looking for metal J-pop, but I still support unhitting the most small use of AI. Okay, so you're absolutely stupid. But rather than calling your names, I'm going to tell you why this is not, this is an uneducated response. All right. So DYSMN is not only a generous, they're a music producer, but they are more of a beginner music producer, right? They're still a beginner, amateur, whatever you call them. I most likely would call them an amateur music producer because they simply haven't been making things genuine reasoning. So this I hear is debunked. Why? Because the DYSMN uses Ozone. They use Ozone AI, which basically does mixing and mastering for their music. They don't actually do mixing and mastering for their music. They let an AI do that. They don't know how to do mixing and mastering. If they could, yes, they could. They just haven't been taught that, or they just didn't want to learn it. Maybe they had done it in the past and then just dropped it down and said, look, I'm just using AI, right? Now they're doing that instead. And they use Fader. They also use Fader for this process, which by the way, Fader provides services. Ozone is one of them. They also use Synth GPT. Synth GPT allows you to generate synths, melodies, and textures, right? You can still adjust them, but those are fully AI generated, right? It's still AI generated. Another thing is that Ozone, Fader, or SynthGPT, the companies like the company services, they don't disclose the data that they train on. So not only is this wrong, this is also wrong not because DYSMN is wrong, it's also because they never disclose their data. And with the Clear Act coming to mind, by the way, editor me put an image of the Clear Act. The Clear Act basically forces AI companies to disclose the training data that they use, and if it were copyrighted, most likely DYSMN is using plugins that are basically training on copyrighted material without permission. So not only is DYSMN going to be affected, that means that their music should not be copyrighted and should not be monetized. Anyways, well, yes, AI has bad reputation nowadays. It doesn't mean every creator who uses even a tiny bit of AI should be ignored. When did I say that? Okay, ignoring that. It's just that AI has bad reputation and doesn't care. Don't care. Alright, now expert in art or being an artist. So then don't talk about art. Alright, so I'm going to ignore that one. If you don't know anything about art, then don't talk about art. And go around saying that you know everything better. Alright, don't. Alright, so while AI generated images are quite hated towards, I see no valuable and valid excuse to already call them out for. You didn't watch the 4 videos. So, no, I disagree. Watch the 4 videos. Now, this may sound a bit vague, but it's just downright sad, man. Who said that? Ignoring that. Alright, so you said it, and I quote, I have made videos on DYSMN a lot. I had just said that I've made a few videos on DYSMN. Where did you get many videos from? I said 4. I said 4 videos. There are people who make over 100 videos on Mr. Beast. I don't think 4 videos is quite enough, but I'm leaving it at 4 because I think I did enough, if you know what I mean. Ignoring that. This is just nothing. Alright, so the statement you just said means that you aren't okay, so he can't even spell now. I can't even read his stuff because all he's spelling like he's in like he's 12 years old, right? And I wrote better when I was 12. Alright, let me reread this because it's making me, it's all jaggedy and random. Okay, let me like this. I have to fix my thing. Alright, so it says, the statement you just said means that you aren't expressing the I said. You are trying to, that's just supposed to have a, right here, right there. Trying to downright put him down and slur his image because of AI generated drawings. You can't spell. I don't know what is this sentence supposed to mean. Ignoring that. Not to mention, it is so easy to place right here the split between U and R. You can't spell that right. I can't take you seriously, dude. Your replies are more vague than this. Ignored. How would you even support your ignore? Okay, so this is just projection. No, this right here is projection. This right here is just absolutely nothing, right? Want to see it more? No, ignore. You never do this sort of proving your point. I just made 4 videos on DYSMN, proving my point with images and articles, and definition and text and captions for you to watch. There are 4 exposed videos in DYSMN that you can publicly check out on my channel. It is right there. Stop asking me to prove it in the comments. Thank you. You never do any sort of improving on your point. You're trying to win an argument. Just, this dude can't spell right. Like, he can't even add punctuation. Alright, you're trying to win an argument with evidence equal to respective justice towards Epstein clients. What does Epstein clients have to do with this? Ignore. Your argument doesn't, no, ignored. You basically said to just ignore DYSMN's content because of AI generated images. Yes, that is the point. AI generated images. Fun fact. I got good news for artists out there. On my channel, I did say this, but I didn't say it enough. Recently, in a court case, it says that AI images, AI animation, graphics, anything, if it isn't fully human involved, then it can't be copyrighted. It says right here, where I get this, the very Supreme Court ruled it in an AI court case that started in 2022, ended in 2026, saying that AI imagery animations cannot be copyrighted. So whatever DYSMN is doing with those AI images is not copyrighted anymore. And now that we're going through the Clear Act, which the Clear Act, put a photo of it again, if Clear Act does pass, DYSMN's music is also at threat for being removed. It cannot be copyrighted. So right when that happens, I got full reasoning to try to challenge DYSMN's music and say, let's see, if Fader or Ozone or SynthGPT comes out with saying that they used copyrighted music and they did it without permission and stole it, right? If they did come out and say that and they get finally forced, finally after these years to reveal it, and it's all copyrighted, then DYSMN's music is fraud. Is basically a form of fraud. That is basically stealing people's. No, it's not like fraud, but basically it's infringing on copyright. It's consumer deception. It is stealing other people's work, and now the company is gonna have to pay for it. And all the users who initially licensed this music, vaguely, on a very vague premise that they did all of those things humanly possible and without stealing other people's music, DYSMN's music not only is in danger, it's also the artwork or images that they're generating that's also in danger. So, more research I did, and it shows something more hilarious. You're criticizing the use of AI and DYSMN's content, but I see a pattern in this topic. You've been repeating the same. There's no discovery. Okay. Then you said, rather than actually proving. Okay, ignore. You decided to just plug your content rather than think further for cleansing. I don't understand. See, he can't even spell. He can't form sentences, and he can't spell properly. I can't take this guy seriously. Then he says, you're not winning an argument. You're stating a statement that the defendant can't hear. You can't spell.